Rohan, come in on this. It's been a terrible month for most stocks. Autos had a tough ride. I recall from the CM meet as well, the outlook wasn't very positive. A lot of even the CV makers talked about just replacement demand and not so much as fresh demand coming in. Do you think it's going to be a tough festive season?
Yeah, the festive season definitely is not going to be as great as we had anticipated at the beginning of the year. Of course, there have been other factors which have led to this expectation getting toned down. The inadequate rainfall in many regions being one reason, and that will continue to hamper two-wheeler sales. Another thing is that August was not great because we have a delayed festival season this year. So September is the period when we should be seeing some inventory buildup happening in the industry. Of course, if we look at the overall festive months, if we combine September, October for last year and compare it with what will happen in October, November this year, I don't think we'll be seeing too much growth in the industry as a whole. We do expect four-wheelers to do better than the two-wheeler space as far as growth is concerned in the festival season as well as for FY16.
Which are the segments, Rohan, that you're looking at? Maruti's obviously hoping on the S-Cross taking over where it's lacking in performance right now, but it's been the outperformer across the board. M&M trying with new launches as well. How do you think the new launches are really playing their part in demand at this point?
They are playing quite a crucial part. The S-Cross has added volumes for Maruti in a segment where it did not have a product. Similarly, even Hyundai Creta has been doing well. Expect the TUV to also do decently for M&M in the initial few months, because it is also catering to a segment where it did not have a significant presence, and I don't expect that it will cannibalize too much on the Bolero side either. So these new launches will definitely help the automakers grow, but of course it will be at the expense of some of the older models against which they will be competing. So we have already seen the Renault Duster sales fall off quite a bit. Even Ford EcoSport's domestic sales have plateaued off, and growth is coming in mainly from exports. So the new models are helping their manufacturers post higher sales, but it is at the expense of some of their competitors or some of their own older models.
Where does the auto components lie in all of this? We spoke to Bosch yesterday on where it's headed, Rohan. We've got concerns on Motherson Sumi with, on one hand, Maruti talking about reducing dependence on single OEMs. You've got the Volkswagen issue as an overhang. Do you think the erstwhile outperformers will now take a step back?
Yeah, so I don't cover Bosch, so I won't comment on it. Okay. But if we look at Motherson Sumi, they've been doing great so far. The issue is that we still don't know how far the Volkswagen mess will impact their global sales. At this point of time, where we stand is that it's only the North American sales which have been impacted. But over the next 2-3 months, we have to see what direction the entire story takes. And if that is the case, and if there is a change in the outlook for Volkswagen as well, then it will impact Motherson Sumi to some extent. But at this point of time, we'll just have to wait and watch. I guess the ancillary stocks have seen a correction due to various factors which are not necessarily related to the domestic story as such. But I expect the sector to bounce back strongly in FY17.
What's your top pick right now, Rohan, in the sector? If you had to ride out this volatility, what would be your preferred bets, and what would be on the opposite side of that list?
I like Maruti Suzuki. Okay. I like Tata Motors.
You like Tata Motors? Why,
yeah.
Rohan? Is it 52-week low attracting you to the valuation, an 8% cut this week?
Yeah, the valuation is pretty attractive, and we are also looking at a strong product pipeline that the company has as far as JLR is concerned. India operations are also recovering pretty well, but of course they don't add too much to the overall valuation. But based upon JLR having new models coming up, the Jaguar XC, the F-Pace, along with the new models on the Land Rover platform, I think we can see outperformance as far as volumes are concerned going forward. Similarly, over the next couple of months, we should start seeing a month-on-month recovery coming in the sales for their China operations, as well as they ramp up on their newer products. So I think it's working for them both in terms of India operations and JLR were simultaneously
Right.
coming good.
All right, Rohan, thanks for that. $300 on Tata Motors. Prabhudas Lilladher, along with many others, still bullish on good valuation. Rohan, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. And one